Welcome to Brands4BETTER. Here we are with another episode. We don't look for absolute, but we look just for nuances. So it's a pleasure to have with us Ilaria Pasquinelli, CMO of Lions. There is way more than Cannes Lions. I know you explained that. So we will play this better nuance game. Are you ready?
Ready. Thank you for having me.
So we'll try to uncover your brand shades of better, but also talk about something about passion, dreams, choices, everything that count. So we start with some ice break. So as for the LinkedIn profile, what do you actually do? But explain me without the job title.
Right, okay, which is quite difficult, but I'll try to do that. I think the way I would explain to my grandma is that I use creativity to solve business challenges, sometimes team challenges. I work with other people, and there's, as a marketing team in a big organization, we are challenged with, finding growth, engaging with our consumers, our people, our audiences. So I'd say we often sit around the table and use our creativity to find solutions to all of that, or new opportunities or stuff like that. So I'd say this is the simplest possible way I can think of to explain what my job is all about.
But let's go a little bit deeper, because you say the first thing that you told to me when we were chatting outside the box is that, okay, Lions, but it's not just Cannes Lion. What is a part of the festival?
Lions? Well, Lions, yes. We are the organizers of Cannes Lions. Of course, Cannes Lions is what we are mainly known for. We've been organizing the festival for the last more than 70 years. So it's a big heritage event, the biggest and most important event in the creative marketing industry, right? But we've been really transforming the business in the last few years, besides wanting to grow the festival, making the festival the most accessible festival ever and really a place for everyone in the business of creativity. Besides doing that, we've been working really hard to make creativity accessible to everyone that works in marketing, from marketers to agencies, creatives at all stages of their careers, all year round, and not just that week in June in Cannes, right? Because we all know, it's an event, it's a big peak, it's the pinnacle of our calendar, but we know there's a limit to how many people can get there.
Yeah.
Right. So we've been acquiring businesses that operate in the creativity value chain, from Walk, that is very well known for strategy, to helping marketers and agencies, strategists, planners, really being good at strategy, marketing strategy and effectiveness. From there, we have recently acquired Effie, which is, of course, the benchmark for marketing effectiveness. They are very well known for the Effie Awards in the world. And Contagious, which is very well known for breakthrough marketing, innovation, etc. And of course, Cannes Lions, which is all about creative excellence, right? So more and more, we want people to come to the festival or to consume festival content to understand what great looks like. People come to the festival to see what is the new benchmark every year for when it comes to creativity in business and in marketing. But then when they go back home and to their offices, they are left a little bit alone. To say, okay, but how do I get there? How do I get there, right? And with the businesses we've acquired, we've launched training programs throughout the year. We launched advisory services. We just want to help creatives and marketers in the creative marketing industry every day of the year to get there, to get to creativity that really has an impact on business, but also that means excellence.
So really super simplify it's something that deals with collect, connect, and inspire in a certain way.
You want to be inspired, you want to know what great looks like, but then you want to actually have the tools, intelligence, the learning programs to actually get there. You too, right? Because 3% of the work that we see in the world wins a lion, only 3%, right? There's the other 97% aspires to get there, and we're sort of like, we are more and more as a business with them every day, right? In the pitches, in the ideation sessions, in the marketing plans, sort of like ideation programs. We're more and more as a business close to people that do the work every day to get there.
Okay, so let's go back to you.
Yes.
Outside this, I imagine, quite big and challenging work job you do. Do you have hobbies, habits, ritual, or a fun fact about you that isn't on Google?
In terms of like hobbies, I don't have a lot of time for hobbies, but I am very passionate about beautiful independent magazines. They're beautiful to see, to look, to own, to open, to just sit on a chair and just go through it. So I have many of those. I have a big bookcase in my living room.
Wow.
And what I do often, because I have the pleasure in watching, looking at my books and magazines. I just, rotate them and, sort of like put them like there with their cover, like you are in an exhibition, in a gallery. So I love collecting those. I love coffee. A fun fact about myself that's not on Google, but a lot of people that work with me know. My dream was to become an intelligence agent. Kind of a James Bond.
Yeah, MI6. Yeah, MI6 could be a nice place.
And live in 3 countries at the same time. Obviously, I didn't get to. Or maybe I am, but you don't know. I can't tell you. But anyway, I didn't get to do that. Instead, I ended up working for many years for United Nations as an international consultant. And a year, I ended up working in Tajikistan, which is a strange country in a way. When I told my dad, he didn't even know where it was on a map. But anyway, I ended up working there for a period of time, and I enjoyed my international kind of intelligence agent kind of work with them.
Wow, thanks, amazing. So let's dive a little bit in the core word we would like to explore, so it's better. And starting from you, what's your idea of a better life?
I thought about it, it was because you shared the questions before, but it was a really good question. I had to really think it through. For me, I think it's all about being present in every possible moment of my life, because like many of us, especially people that work in this industry, in the marketing industry, it's really busy. It is high pressure.
Yeah, always running
around. I work in London, live in Italy, and everything in between is kind of like quite hectic. I'd say I've learned to be, when I am with my family or with people that I love, to be really present in the moment. But it's something that you need to train yourself to do.
Yeah, live the moment. Okay, it's a nice suggestion. So let's ground this word. So let's talk about better. So let's talk about the elephant in the room. Mm-hmm. What does better mean for your brand, for Lions?
For our brand, better means, a couple of things. Number one, really helping businesses do better business through creativity. We have evidence, of course, given what we do, given who we are, we have evidence that really creativity is a massive lever, not just for growth. Mm-hmm. It is a strategic lever for growth that more and more CEOs really use, right? Because, if you are a creative business, you innovate more, better. But what it means also is that, if you really want to do innovations that people care about, you really need to focus on the humans and what's the truth behind, what are the needs there, right? And when really better businesses and creative businesses just focus on, on really creating solutions to people's problems, real problems, but also societal problems. We know that creativity is being used to solve massive world challenges, right? Like, poverty, for example. There are lots of pieces of work that we award at the festival, for example, that really aim to tackle big world challenges and problems. So I'd say that's one thing. The other thing that for us it means to be better as a business is to make sure that that the festival is really truly a place for everyone, and really for everyone. The festival is always, of course, being a festival of decision makers. Really, those are the pinnacle of their careers. But more and more in the last few years, and in the history of the festival, we have really been investing in actually getting there people that actually do the work at the beginning of their careers, students, early career, people at the beginning of their careers, and we've been launching a lot of programs like scholarships that essentially enable people that wouldn't be necessarily being able to come to the festival because it's expensive. They're not necessarily at the top of the game yet. We've launched programs that enable them to come there like fully funded. You know, you get to a festival, we pay for your travel, we pay for your stay there, and of course we give you a pass to get in and experience the best of creativity. So for us, it's all about inclusivity, representation, because at the end of the day, creativity cannot be great without different points of view and without different visions and views of the world, I'd say.
And apart from this, democratizing the festival, so getting more and more people the chance to go there, there is other project that you think you are doing and give me some proof to be better. We are talking about maybe the masterclass, so other chances to make the audience in touch with
absolutely. We've launched a series of online courses that we do with industry legends like Fernando Machado, for example. He's created a course with us which is called the Growth MBA that essentially helps marketers be better at using creativity for growth. We do a creative MBA. So and these are online courses. Anybody can access them wherever they are, right? Whoever they are. And they are available all year round. We launched an AI platform that takes, super accessible. It's also free for you to sign up. And you can really it's a, conversational AI. And you can interrogate and ask them, I don't know, tell me about, great work from McDonald's, and it pulls all of the intelligence from McDonald's based on the intelligence that we have, right, from Cannes Lions, but also from other brands like in our portfolio, like Walk and Contagious. So it's really we've been innovating to make sure that we reach more and more people, and more people in the industry access our services, intelligence and services and data.
Where do you think you are still on a work in progress?
I'd say really engaging with the next generation of creatives. Like I said, we've been launching programs. We have a fantastic program called Young Lions that's been running for decades that really gets young creatives to compete. Almost like the Olympics, they compete in their own country. They take briefs, they compete in their own countries, and then the best, those who win in their country, then they come to the festival, they compete internationally, and then they win, right? So that's been running for decades. We just want to make those programs bigger and bigger, and and scholarships are another example. They're there. We've been investing in it. We are going to invest in it. But we just want to, I'd say engaging with the next, the future decision makers, the future makers of the industry, we can do a lot more, and we want to do a lot more.
Okay, so let's go forward, and we are trying to fly high. So let's see how big we can dream together. So I think that this is the dream of every, maybe a CMO, but also creative. So unlimited budget, but also every person maybe. What project you start tomorrow if you have unlimited budget?
So, there's a little, I don't know if it's charities, it's one organization called the School of Life. That essentially, I think it's definitely a UK organization. It's got some, operations in some other countries. They just help people understand themselves better, and then help them navigate big decisions in life. Yeah. From family to work, what's the right career for me. I would make that huge. It is known, but it's quite niche and small. I would make that accessible to everyone, quite frankly. I would make it a free thing, and I would make it almost like something you need to go through in your own life as you're going to become a teenager and then a young adult. Because, if you don't know yourself, you end up making wrong decisions in your life. This is my personal, speaking as Ilaria, right? What would I do?
I'm agree with you. Okay, but let's focus a little bit on brands. So one project that every brand should do, in your opinion, right now to be better nowadays?
I'd say create a shared language around creativity in their businesses, because creativity is such a misunderstood concept, right? If you talk to a CEO or a CFO, let's say a CFO, for example, about creativity, they would probably think it's something that marketing should care about, the design department, all of that. But really enlightened businesses, they really invest in it. They know it's actually a true source of competitive advantage. So I'd say if I were in charge of every possible company out there, I'd create a shared language around that speaks the language of the business, particularly that speaks to the CEOs and CFOs in the room. Because again, like I said, if you really invest in creativity as a business, you just create better products, you just create better solutions, and eventually you inevitably grow.
But don't you think it's somehow strange? Because when we talk about strategy or brand strategy, we used to say the word creative thinking, but we can be creative in maybe in every decision of our life. When we have a problem, we can use creativity to solve it. But so this fact is always fascinating me, that it's when we talk about creativity in advertising, marketing, or we leave it to the creative department. Maybe it's better if we
some CMOs, to avoid it's something that marketers should think about. They use the word innovation, which speaks more to what a CEO or a CFO would understand. Whatever the language, I think we need to create a shared language around it and really truly recognize, because it's quantifiable. We've got a lot of evidence nowadays that actually, if you really invest in it, there's massive returns behind it.
Maybe we have also to convince creative people that don't to be afraid of numbers, because there is...
You're right. Actually, that is so true. Also, marketers and creators should learn how to speak to CFOs and CEOs.
Nice project. So, biggest risk you took to fly high, but you would take again?
Personally, I became an immigrant 14 years ago. I lived in the UK and Belgium for many years. When I did that, I took it lightly because I was younger, right? You don't think about it. You just go, and it's a fantastic experience. I would do it again, but it has a price. Because, at the end of the day, you learn a lot. It enriched me. I love it. You are not just one you sort of like have different experiences, but inevitably you are left with this feeling of, I don't belong anywhere anymore, or I belong everywhere, depending on how you look at it, right?
Maybe you're losing a little bit the roots.
Yeah, or you just, I came back to Italy. I want to, be in London. I miss London so much. I miss the UK. Oh, I'm British as well, right? Because I took the citizenship. But then you go there. Oh, I miss my roots. I miss my family. So you're never happy anywhere. Yeah. But this is my own experience, of course. Others might have a different point of view.
So let's go forward. Explain better. So words matter, I think, for everyone. But when we talk about audience, people, we have to share this word with, or we have to send this word. Maybe the audience are a key factor. So let's try to explain the concept, even the word better, to a child. What are the words you would like to use?
Better is, I think, something that is good for not just one part, one piece of the jigsaw, but is good for everyone. It's a win-win situation, essentially. And I'd say if I had to tell a child, I've got a 4-year-old, not an 8-year-old, but it's kind of similar. I'm trying to teach him to also for him, just you can be who you want, kind of thing, no matter where you start from, quite frankly. That is for me would be a concept of him having a better life, to really believe it.
Mm-hmm. Let's change the subject. Let's go to a skeptical CEO. Better is?
Better is focusing on not just profit, but also what's in it for your various stakeholders, which are not just the shareholders, but your communities that you engage with, the environment, right, and society at large. And if you invest in better, quite frankly, you have more engaged employees that want to do a great job for you. The most successful businesses really are made of great people that really believe in what a business does and how it does it, more importantly. So,
yeah.
Not easy. But
not easy, but worth a try, I think. So let's go on, speed up a little bit. We go to better choice. So life is always made of choice, but dealing with our job, maybe also our daily job. Purpose or profit?
I thought about it a long time, but I am a believer in business as a concept, right? But in good business. So I'd say profit, because then if you have a sustainably profitable business, you can do a lot with that money, right? You can reinvest in, purposeful projects, programs, right? So I'd say profit for that reason.
Mm-hmm. And creativity or strategy?
I'd say a strategy, because if you really want to create creative solutions that matter, that are purposeful and thoughtful, then you have to really understand, go back to, what's to the insight, what's the universal truth of the problem that we're trying to solve for whom, and that means strategy. And then with that, creativity is also, of course, important. It absolutely is important, but it needs to rely on a really sharp strategy so that it is purposeful and has an objective and is thoughtful. So for that reason, strategy.
Okay, and the last, I'm so happy to ask you. So awards or business impact?
Honestly, there isn't an award anymore that doesn't touch on business impact, right?
Okay.
For example, at the festival, of course, I have to connect to the festival. There's a lot more emphasis on effectiveness. We've got a stream or content stream on creative impact, which is what's the impact of creativity of those pieces of work or those projects. So it has to be, both, and a lot of what we award nowadays has to show impact on business.
Okay. So we are quite a gen, but just some other words talking about future. So a better future. At Videns, that is the podcast I'm glad to host. We believe that those who learn inherit the future. So what must we learn today to be better tomorrow, and maybe to create a better tomorrow?
I think if we learn from the past, that would be... I mean, unfortunately, we are going through such a tough time, right? And it seems like we never learn in this world, given what's happening, in the world right now. But I'd say we need to learn to really engage with all of the stakeholders, all of the communities that we touch with our ideas, with our businesses, with our organizations. Mm-hmm. Just listen to them. And of course, it can be like... in all of this sort of like game and matrix of needs and priorities, you'll have inevitably to prioritize the business, but just listening to, who's out there, what their needs are, what the impact of what we do is on them, on those communities and audiences, and really like making sure that we, as much as possible, it's a win-win situation for all of them, or most of them, I'd say would be desirable.
Yeah, so listen and try to be in the moment.
And really map out who your stakeholders are, the environment being one, for example, right? It's not just,
Okay. Ilaria, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.